Join the top stories. St. Kitts and Nevis appointed to General Committee of 61st PAHO Directing Council. Trinidad and Tobago budget for 2024-2025 presented without new taxes. And dock workers strike at 36 U.S. ports, threatening supply chain and price hikes. Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Today is Tuesday, October 1st, 2024. I'm your presenter, Shanique Harvey. Nationally, the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis has been appointed to the General Committee of the 61st Directing Council of the Pan American Health Organization, or PAHO, marking a significant achievement for the nation. Alongside Cuba and the United States, St. Kitts and Nevis joins this influential body responsible for guiding the structure and proceedings of PAHO's annual meetings. The General Committee plays a pivotal role in shaping health policy across the Americas, and the selection highlights St. Kitts and Nevis's growing leadership in regional and global health governance. As the world faces pressing challenges like infectious diseases, climate change, and health equity, the Federation's inclusion underscores its commitment to addressing these issues. Prime Minister and Minister of Health, Honorable Dr. Terence Drew, emphasized the importance of this appointment, calling it a milestone for the nation. He stated, quote, "This is a testament to our growing capacity to influence important health policies that will benefit not only our people, but also the wider Caribbean and the Americas," end quote. He also highlighted the Federation's dedication to ensuring small island developing states, or ZIZ, have a voice in shaping health care, particularly in areas like public health preparedness and climate resilience. The Directing Council gathers health representatives from across the Americas to discuss urgent health matters and set policies for the region. St. Kitts and Nevis's role on the General Committee will ensure that the unique health concerns of ZIZ are addressed and that equitable health solutions are pursued. Other nations serving on the General Committee include Honduras, El Salvador, Paraguay, and the Bahamas. On Monday, September 30th, 2024, Prime Minister and Health Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, Honorable Dr. Terence Drew, held bilateral talks with Dr. Jarbas Barbosa da Silva, Director of the Pan American Health Organization, or PAHO, at PAHO headquarters in Washington, D.C. The meeting, held during the 61st PAHO Directing Council, focused on fortifying health systems in small island developing states, or ZIZ. Prime Minister Drew emphasized the urgency of addressing gun violence as a public health crisis, highlighting St. Kitts and Nevis and CARICOM's commitment to tackling crime and violence with PAHO's support. Climate-related health impacts, non-communicable diseases, or NCDs, and strengthening healthcare infrastructure in ZIZ were also discussed. Dr. Drew underscored the importance of a resilient health system, noting, quote, "Health is central to our nation's development and crisis response, particularly in the face of climate change," end quote. He also outlined initiatives such as digital health improvements, a smart hospital, and healthcare training in St. Kitts and Nevis. Dr. Barbosa da Silva reaffirmed PAHO's commitment to supporting the country's health agenda, especially in areas like pandemic preparedness and combating NCDs. Both leaders agreed to continued collaboration in building inclusive and resilient health systems across the Caribbean. Chief Medical Officer of St. Kitts and Nevis, Dr. Hazel Laws, also participated in the meeting. Hassani MacDonald was re-elected as president of St. Kitts National Youth Parliament Association, or SCANIPA, at its 23rd Annual General Meeting, or AGM, on Sunday, September 29th, 2024. MacDonald will lead SCANIPA for a second term alongside Vice President Jalen Monzak, General Secretary Trasanya Douglas, Treasurer Naomi Francis, and Public Relations Officer Akwanje Robinson. The AGM themed 23 Years of Impact, Inspiring Change, Leading with Purpose, saw McDonald reflect on the organization's achievements, including training in public speaking, financial literacy, and parliamentary procedure. Despite challenges such as absenteeism and funding limitations, McDonald commended the resilience of SCANIPA members and highlighted the largest intake in the association's history, with 31 new members inducted. Guest speaker Yarani Morton-Bell, marketing manager at the cable, urged members to lead by example, drawing inspiration from global figures. The AGM, chaired by outgoing General Secretary Tresonia Douglas, was held at the Chamber of Industry and Commerce in Basse-Terre. We move now to news on the regional scene. Trinidad and Tobago's Finance Minister Colm Imbert presented a $54.01 billion budget to Parliament, confirming no increases or reductions in existing taxes. In his 5-hour-long presentation, Minister Imbert noted that fiscal measures will focus on improving citizens' well-being, with emphasis on stimulating the energy sector and economic diversification. Total expenditure is projected at 59.2 billion TT dollars, resulting in a fiscal deficit of 5.197 billion TT dollars, or 2.7% of GDP, below the international benchmark of 3%. The budget is based on oil priced at US $85 per barrel and natural gas at US $5 per MMBTU. Key initiatives include a 17% increase in the minimum wage to $20.50 per hour, benefiting around 190,000 workers from January 2024. Additionally, the Tourism Accommodation Upgrade Project will be extended for another 3 years. The government is also introducing tax incentives to boost local manufacturing and cybersecurity investments, alongside adjustments to the energy sector's tax regime to encourage production. A school supplies grant of $1,000 TT will be introduced for 65,000 children from low-income families. The finance minister also revealed that 1 billion TT dollars will be allocated for public sector workers' back pay to be disbursed by Christmas, with additional funding for law enforcement vehicles and police recruitment to combat crime. Debate on the budget begins on Friday. The Caribbean Tourism Organization, or CTO, has appointed Nicholas Scott as Technical Assistant within its Resource, Mobilization and Development Department. Scott, a Barbadian student specializing in international tourism management, will play a key role in promoting tourism education, awareness, and skills development across the region. Bringing hands-on experience from his work with leading destination management companies, Scott will assist the CTO in executing initiatives aimed at improving tourism education and enhancing global awareness of the Caribbean's offerings. CTO Secretary General and CEO Donna Regis Prosper welcomed Scott's addition to the team, noting, quote, "We are delighted to have Nicholas on board. His passion and expertise will be instrumental in advancing our goals to promote tourism awareness and develop the skills necessary to sustain industry growth. His contributions will undoubtedly have a positive impact," end quote. Scott's appointment highlights CTO's dedication to fostering the next generation of tourism professionals while reinforcing the Caribbean's role as a leader in the global tourism industry. Internationally, a dock workers' strike involving 36 ports from Maine to Texas began on Tuesday, raising concerns about potential supply chain disruptions, shortages, and price increases if the standoff persists. The strike, which involves approximately 45,000 members of the International Longshoremen's Association, or ILA, is the first of its kind in decades, as the union demands better wages and job protection against automation. The strike follows the expiration of the ILA's contract with no new agreement in sight, despite reported progress in earlier talks. Workers carrying signs reading "No work without a fair contract" are picketing at ports, including Philadelphia and Houston. The union is pushing for a complete ban on automation, which they argue threatens job security. They have rejected the latest proposal from the U.S. Maritime Alliance, which represents the ports, calling it insufficient. Local ILA President Boise Butler emphasized the union's determination to secure a fair deal, stating, quote, "We're not weak, we have leverage." The union is seeking a 77% wage increase over 6 years, while the alliance has offered a 50% increase alongside increased employer contributions to retirement and health care plans. According to reports, the strike has the potential to affect a wide range of goods, including perishable imports like bananas, and could impact the holiday shopping season if it drags on. JP Morgan estimates the strike could cost the U.S. economy up to $4.5 billion per day. While retailers and importers hope for a swift resolution, President Joe Biden has so far declined to intervene, despite calls for federal action. As the strike continues, business and consumers alike are bracing for the potential fallout. And finally, in international news, Arkansas Attorney General Tim Griffin has filed a lawsuit against YouTube as its parent company Alphabet, accusing the platform of fueling a youth mental health crisis by being deliberately addictive. The lawsuit claims YouTube's design encourages harmful content consumption, leading to increased mental health issues among young users and higher state spending on mental health services. The lawsuit states youth mental health problems have surged alongside the growth of social media, particularly YouTube. Google, which owns YouTube, denied the claims, highlighting its efforts to create a safer environment for young users by working with mental health and parenting experts and offering robust parental controls. This lawsuit follows similar actions by Arkansas against TikTok and Facebook's parent company Meta. Arkansas seeks no specific damages, but demands YouTube fund initiatives to address excessive social media use among youth. And now for the weather. Present weather is cloudy with slight showers. Winds are a light breeze of 9 miles per hour from the northwest. The temperature for today is 30 degrees Celsius or 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Seas are 1.2 to 1.5 meters or 4 to 5 feet. The weather forecast for today predicts partly cloudy with a 40% or moderate chance of brief showers. Tonight is fair to partly cloudy with a 20% or slight chance of showers. Sunset for today will be at 5:59 p.m. and sunrise for tomorrow will be at 6:01 a.m. And that brings us to the end of the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Join us this evening for these stories and more in detail. Thank you for tuning in. I'm your presenter, Shanique Harvey.